Alright, we're back with another YouTube video. I'm super excited. We're here. Reign of the Warlock is here as well. Let's go. Brand new Diablo 2 content. I'm hyped. I'm literally so hyped. I've been playing this build all day, and I think I finally got it to a point where I could show you guys what it's all about. And let's go ahead and just run it down. This is a physical damage dealing caster build. Alright? Now, it is an echoing strike build. It basically throws echoes of my axe. Throws 5 echoes of my axe. It does physical damage and some magic damage as well if my hex procs on the enemy. Alright? Now, this build is super fun. It's ranged attack based, so you gotta keep your distance because you're a warlock. You're squishy. You're not a tank. Even though you got a shield, you're not a tank. Alright? So let's just go ahead and go over the gear here. Alright, so we got just a bunch of melee charms. Some random ones that we had laying around. It's nothing super special. If you wanted to be super fancy, then go get yourself some 320/20s and fill up your whole inventory. We got a few res charms in here. And a nihilist, this is really nice. I pulled it off one of my non-ladder characters. And a torch that doesn't have skills. So, just for stats and res. Currently, I do not have a Warlock torch, and I haven't even farmed for keys to even try to get one. So, I'm making do with this. And let's just go over all the gear. So, we use a Grief in a Berserker Axe. Weird thing about this is I've been using it for over an hour plus now. Maybe a few hours now. And it hasn't taken 1 durability point of damage. So, that being said, you could make a Grief in an ethereal base and get 50% extra ED on top. Extra damage. Enhanced damage on top. I haven't done it. I do have a base. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it. We're just like having fun leveling this character up. It's not fully complete yet. It's not fully synergized, but this thing destroys in Players 8. It's like, it's pretty good at bosses, but it really shines at just like mowing down packs, right? So we run Grief, a G-Face with the ED Jewel and some max damage sprinkled on top. We got the High Lords for the all skills, Deadly Strike, Lightning Res, and Lightning Damage added on top. Attack Speed does not even work with this build. It's not an attack speed based ability. It is a faster cast rate ability, and basically it runs on the same breakpoints as like a paladin or a necromancer. All right, so then we have a Phoenix Shield for the huge ED bonus that it gives, right? And then you get the Redemption Aura, which kind of saves potions and gives you mana back and health back when you kill packs, right? Fire res doesn't really matter too much, honestly, but it's there for the maximum reses, the ED, and the Redemption Aura. Okay? Then we got Gore Riders for the humongous damage boost these give with the Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Open Wounds. And Raven Frost for the Dexterity cannot be frozen, the Cold Absorb, and the Cold Damage sprinkled on top. We got the Arachnid Mesh for the 1 to skill, slows target. And the cast rate is really good too, but we can't hit the max breakpoint with this setup I have currently. I would have to have like a 220 amulet and like a circlet with stats that compare to the G-Face's strength. And then put some ED jewels in it, right? And then we're running a Fortitude. I know, everyone's like, what? It's not an Enigma? No, it's not an Enigma, because this literally like doubles the damage output that I do. And this class has a Dragonflight type ability in it that doesn't require you to target an enemy. You literally just throw your axe and it jumps to where your axe lands on the ground. It's really sick. And then we also have this FCR ring, which is kind of serving as a stat stick and some res and some mana sprinkled on top as well. And then we're running some steel rens, which give us crazy amounts of ED and crushing blow and the strength as well, because these things take a crap load of strength, right? So this is the gear setup, and then we got a CTA swap with a spirit. All right. Now let's go ahead and talk about the skills. Skill tree. We don't use anything else. We don't use any minions. It might be cool to have like maybe like a goat just to like hold the enemies at bay, but honestly, don't really need it because the Phoenix kind of like does the job, and my Merc's pretty tanky. I'll show you the gear on him in a second. So we maximize Echoing Strike, which is the main ability, which produces the projectiles of our axes that are like a boomerang effect. So it goes through the enemy, it pierces through the enemy, and turns around and comes backwards like a boomerang and hits the enemy again. It does this through the whole pack. It looks really sick, right? And it works like just like how Teeth does on a bone necro. The closer you cast it to your character, the spread out, like the farther the attack spreads out. So if you want like a small narrow path, you kind of like aim past the pack. All right. That being said, the next thing you want to max is Mirrored Blades, because Mirrored Blades directly give you more echoes, which results in doubling the damage. Each echo you get is another huge boost of damage, right? And I'm not fully synergized yet. I need like, what, level 87. We need 6 more levels to really synergize. So we gotta max this out, get 6 more levels, and then I'm gonna dump the rest of the points into this skill, which lowers the enemy defense, lowers their attack rating, gives me a big attack rating boost, and adds magic damage on top, so we can kind of bypass the physical immunes without having to really use a Sunder. I haven't tried a Sunder yet. I'm relying on my Merc to do the business. We'll show you what he's doing right now in a second, okay? So then you max Levitation Mastery to get the huge critical strike chance, and weapon requirements negative is huge. So then you can use like really crazy bases on this guy and not have to dump a bunch of stats in. And you notice over here on the left side, I kind of need to respec to kind of like dial in my stats a little more, but I just don't have a good torch yet, so I'm kind of waiting for my Warlock torch to magically appear, you know. Anyways, and then the rest of your stats get dumped into Blade Warp, which is your teleport ability, kind of like Dragonflight, but you don't need a target. You just throw your axe in wherever it lands, where your character teleports to. It's a little slow. It's not instant. You have to watch your axe fly across the screen, and then when it lands on the ground, then your character teleports to it. So it's a little clunky, but it's pretty fun, and I like it a lot. All right, so the allocation is just basically so you can wear your gear and then dump the rest of your points in vitality like normal, you know, like pretty much any other build. So whenever you start, you want to battle orders. All right, we'll give you a little looky here, how we do it. All right, so you do Hexbane, Psychic Ward to give you a little shield, and then you do Eldritch Blast, which this refreshes the duration of the Hex, and it does a little draining magical damage on top of them. It's not really much damage. The main thing I'm using it for is to refresh the duration of the active Hex, which lowering the monster's defense, right? So this is what the attack looks like. The closer you point it at your character, the farther or wider the cone is, and the farther away you point it is more narrow. You can see here just like dominating everything. Alright, so that's pretty much how it goes now, and I want to show you guys what it does in Players 8. So give me a second, let me get into Players 8 game and we will resume this recording. Alright, we got into Players 8 game, here we go. Very nice, very nice. Go ahead and start getting some damage. Alright, here we go. What it look like? This freaking destroys! Oh, everyone's getting the chat glitch, huh? Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up! Uh-oh. Can't go over walls. Can't go over walls. Retreat! Retreat! Now, I would go show you Bloodmore, TZ, but honestly, like those monsters there are weak. That wouldn't even be impressive. Like these monsters aren't that strong. But you can see the clear speed of a player's 8. You can see the gameplay style. Really fun. We're sitting at like 30k damage right now. And that's per axe. They hit twice and there's 5 of them. Pretty crazy. Super fun build. I highly recommend it. Now there might be a little bit better things we can do in the future, like try to hit the 125 FCR breakpoint, which would definitely give us more damage per second. Right, and then you got these guys that do the crazy ass like fire explosions everywhere. It just melts everything. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. But that's pretty much the build, dudes. Really fun builds. GG's. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, make sure to click the like button. By the way, I stream every single day, so if you want to stop in, say what's up to your boy Warlock, I'm on YouTube and Twitch. So, catch you on the next video. Later.